Discord Degenerates podcast. We make your eardrums splurge. You filthy fucking virgins. Discord Degenerates podcast.
Welcome back to the Discord Degenerates podcast. It's really been a while. Last time, from where we left off, Dirwest was kidnapped by the Pakistani mafia. We got him back for a handsome ransom. I was in Ireland once again for a little change of pace away from the unimaginable stress of doing this podcast. And now we're back full force with the whole team, the whole ensemble. It's probably the third time that we've tried to do an episode after I came back. But, you know, as they say, third time's the charm. I got my co host here, Toby, Dirwest, and I guess we'll just jump right into whatever we're going to talk about. And I have no idea what that is. Do you want me to share some stories of my conquests, or are we gonna talk
I
about something
yo,
more
you
relevant
can
to the world? What was that?
yeah, you can just let yeah, you can share your stories. Just let me put something out there that we recorded in the last episode, but it was lost to the tech gods because I don't know, the recording platform that Toby used was I don't know, designed to be against us, and we heard no noise in it.
The ops got the recording. Well,
Yeah, I
again,
don't know.
the
It's the Finnish government with the anyways. Uh,
it's probably the
what was I
Punjabi
saying? Yeah.
government, if we're being honest. But
It's the Punjabi government. Our government could not create an HTML web page if they wanted to. They are so fucking dumb.
I guess, but there's
I remember,
go ahead.
let me share a story regarding this incident. You know that all of us have that one friend who's a smart ass who knows literally everything that is prescribed in the school syllabus.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Uh, back during the lockdown, back in the day, back in my day in 2021, when the lockdown was in effect in India, in Punjab particularly. All the schools were shut down, and we had to give our exams on the internet via Google Forms. Right?
Good times.
Yeah, I cheated on all of them and never scored above a 60 percentage. That was my average for the entire fucking semester.
Who didn't cheat? You'd be a retard not to.
Yeah, no, my friend did not cheat because he was a fucking smartass and he knew everything. I'll share another incident regarding that guy, but I will not name him because the second incident is kind of personal. But anyways, so what happened was my friend he gave the paper and he was supposed to score 97 out of 100. Right? He did not cheat.
Right.
And when the results came back, he scored a 70. And he rang up the teachers and complained and told them that you checked the wrong mark sheet or whether or basically you did something wrong. I don't know what I submitted. I have my own copy of the file, and he emailed them his copy of the Google file, and they were like, "No, this is fraudulent. This does not exist." And he told them to go and check his file, the one that he submitted in Microsoft Excel, because apparently all of the files get stored there once you submit them on Google Forms, right?
Right.
And that dumb son of a bitch, the teacher, he was a computer teacher. Right? He taught us programming such as Java and HTML.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that dumb son of a bitch tells him he does not know how to use Excel.
What a fucking retard. See,
Yeah, I mean, he was an upgrade from our previous computer teacher who was fired about 4 years ago because he was caught being a pedophile. I guess he DM'd a girl and told her that she'll have to become his girlfriend or he'll fail her.
I mean, as you do, comes with the
I
profession.
mean, yeah,
I think it was
yeah, I
more your
mean,
friend's, the Asian in him, that he didn't cheat due to his principles, his strong
yeah, no,
educational.
yeah, no, Indians cheat like fuck. My friend's just a fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
He's one of those weird ass people who come. He rang me up one day. He's in Canada now.
Yeah.
That nigga, he rang me up one day at 6 fucking AM. I was fucking sleeping. I'm like, yeah, what's up, bro? He's like, yeah, I wanna talk. I'm like, nigga, I was sleeping. And anyway,
Good times.
then he goes on an hour long rant on how religion and science are connected. I'm like, bro, I just woke up, let me have my coffee.
Sounds
He
like my
explained to me, Yeah, he told me that basically all religions want to take us to a similar endpoint, and life is like a game. He tried to connect Christianity with string theory. Or like, bro, what the fuck? Go get your meds.
The
Anyways,
connection is not there.
yeah. The second incident I was about to narrate is quite hilarious, and I think that you all would die laughing. Anyways, I was in sixth. I'm not sure if you have that in Finland, the sixth grade.
What age is that?
That is like, wait a minute, let me calculate. Around the ages of 13 to 14. Take
Um,
a minute, last week.
that's the same
No,
question.
no, wait, no, wait.
Except,
Yeah, 12. Around the ages of 12. Around the ages of 12.
okay, then
Basically, when people start discovering about masturbating.
what?
Yeah,
Where?
12 to 13. That, what?
Huh? What was it you said about masturbating?
I said, basically, it's the age around which
Oh,
people start learning about sex and all that
okay,
bullshit.
okay.
And they are still
That's true.
unclear about a lot of it. Because, for one, I never knew that women did not have a penis till I was like 14.
It's in 14. I
Yeah,
guess it
14.
checks out. That's the age
But then
that I
again,
found out for myself in practice. I will not
bro,
tell
what
you
the
at
fuck?
what age I found out. Hmm.
Yeah, Toby, okay, shut the fuck up. This doesn't apply to you. Your girl will always have a penis.
It might have been
Anyways,
15 for me, so I kind of
uh,
jumped the gun
I
there.
mean,
But
y'all are
Sex.
fucking.
yeah,
I
yeah,
had my first fucking crush when I was like 16.
right.
Yeah, I had my first crush when I was fucking 16. She's dead now. That's another story. But anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, about this guy. We had just discovered what masturbating was, and we were explaining it to the smart ass guy, me and another one of my friends. And he's like, "Oh, it sounds interesting." Yeah. And basically, he goes home, and the next day he comes to us and says, "Bro, I just masturbated. It felt so fucking good." Right? And us being Indians, we just asked, "Yeah, what did you do?" Because we wanted to make fun of him. And that nigga tells me, and he's dropped that serious. He's like, "But it hurt me a bit." I'm like, "What the fuck? How did it hurt you? What the fuck were you thinking?" He told me, I went to the bathroom, locked the door, stripped myself of all my clothing, got naked, and lied face down on the floor and humped the floor for about 30 seconds until something white came out of my penis.
That is. That wasn't an image that I wanted to get in my head. But
No, man,
wait, what age
it's
were
much
you
worse
again?
for me. It's much worse for me since I know the guy personally. I can't say this on the podcast, but let me send you a photo of him in the group chat. Wait a minute.
No, we'll check. My story of discovery is a little less wild, but it's still pretty interesting. Because I
Wait a
had my
minute.
sexual
Wait a minute.
awakening
Wait a minute.
probably eight.
Hey, mate. Give me a minute. You all continue. I'm gonna have to exit the meet for a bit. Alright?
I'm just a
I'll be
little.
back in 30 seconds. Yeah, you can still go.
Right, yeah.
Just
For
give me.
me, my sexual awakening, I was probably eight, and I discovered. Uh, did he fucking leave? Is that what he said? Did he actually fucking leave? He has to be here for this. He's back. He's back.
Hello?
Hello. You
Yeah.
died.
Can you check the. Yeah, no, I was just out of the ad once. I was trying to take a screenshot of his profile picture, but WhatsApp does not let me take a profile photo screenshot for some reason. Let me just send you a photo of what he looks like. Oh, this is an accurate photo of what he looked like back then. Nigga looked goofy as fuck. Yeah. Uh, I've sent it to you all on Discord, so you and Toby can look at it and check it away.
Alright.
Uh, Open your Discord.
Discord's open.
Yeah, my next shit. Yeah,
Okay, so you can't see this, but I how I describe this man is he's like a South Asian Harry Potter
He looks
with
Lebanese.
a
uh,
ninja low
I see
taper
it.
fade.
I can see it. I can see it.
Right, but the audience
So,
can't.
but what? But
The audience can't, unless I'm just cutting this part out altogether.
no, no need to cut it out. It's hilarious as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that was a goofy kid. And something I should add here, I'm not sure if this applies in Finland, but all the floors in India in houses they are made out of marble or stone.
Mm-hmm.
So in
What's
essence,
what are they
this
made of
guy,
here?
eh,
Houses,
Yeah,
what
brick or
what?
we're just thinking
Oh,
about
brick,
what the
brick.
case is in Finland. I mean, we're in
Uh,
a house right now, but
brick,
brick.
brick.
Yeah, brick. All right. Anyways,
yeah.
come on.
So I just want you all to imagine this. This guy had his first experience masturbating, humping a marble floor.
Shit. The floor is wild. You're gonna get some permanent bruising on your dick at that point.
I'm more surprised as of how did his dick not break if he was lying face down and humping the floor? Was it really that small?
It's
That's the
probably a
part
little
that
bent these days. I can't imagine he
I
was
have
even
no
like
idea.
he was probably not fully hard while he was doing that.
I don't want to know.
What
I
I
don't want to know.
discovered myself when I had my sexual awakening at age 8 by when I discovered masturbation by humping a mattress is that when you do it that way, it's actually you develop a condition called prone masturbating. And when you do that, sometimes you don't get fully hard, but you can still come. So what that then causes later on in life is you're gonna have problems, getting hard, even when you do it the regular way. So I had to really beat my meat a whole fucking lot to like condition my body back into the regular way
Can I
masturbating.
wait a minute? Wait a minute. I have a theory about it. So basically, when you get hard, when you masturbate, it's just like you get hard. Right? Blood rushes there and that's it. You get hard, but it's not super hard. You really gotta fucking stress the muscles down there to get the dick to stand up. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely
The
right.
thing was, the thing that I discovered was when you masturbate, those muscles weaken because it's just hard. You don't want to get it up. You have your hand, but it's hard to get those muscles up. But that shit gives your dick a new size, like it increases in length by I don't know, half an inch or some shit. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But basically, when I had my first experience masturbating, I don't remember, but I do remember the first time I watched porn. It was fucking diabolical. I never want anyone to know about this shit. But I'm anonymous here, so I guess. So what happened was I was about 14 years old, right?
Mhm.
And a friend of mine, he was telling me, "Man, you gotta watch porn. Man, you gotta watch porn." And I was like, "Bro, what if someone hears me watching porn?" And I, and for some reason, both of us did not think that I would use headphones. The idea completely eluded us. The concept of headphones, you know. But basically, for the first time I got porn, I asked my grandma for her phone and went out for a morning walk. And basically, I was in a public park watching porn on my grandma's phone while jogging.
Uh, I have a funny story for this. Uh, we have a friend, a mutual friend. You probably know him from the story. You know those like holes and like speakers that like they're like tunnels that push air out.
Did he fuck one of
He
those?
fucked one of those. He
I
had sex
I
with one
don't
of
I don't
those.
blame him because if there was sound coming out of it, then just imagine the vibration.
Yeah,
How good
yeah.
that must feel on your meat. I don't blame him at all. Like that's actually a pretty creative and effective way to get your rocks off. Like,
My question is, why did his dick not get stuck in those small holes? I've seen those speakers, and those holes ain't big enough to accommodate a dick in them.
It was probably too small.
I can't, I can't say for sure, but I wouldn't imagine he's the biggest.
Not sure.
One of the worst experiences I ever had was I had my dick stuck in a Gatorade bottle. So what happened was this isn't a event that was way too far behind, but basically I was very sleepy and I had just watched a podcast from an MMA fight a few days before, and he was like, "The whole of a Gatorade bottle is a perfect size for pissing in it," and I had an empty Gatorade bottle and I did not want to get off my bed and walk all the way down to the bathroom because my bathroom was broken. And so I stuck my dick into the Gatorade bottle, but my how do I say is I was limp as fuck, but it got stuck in there. The Gatorade bottle's neck was too fucking small. I had to fucking take a bath and fucking use soap to get my dick out of the shit. Goofy.
Motherfucker, you don't have to actually stick it all the way in. You can just like
I,
hold it there in
I
place.
did not I did not want to fucking get any drops on my bed or on the floor.
Okay, but imagine you stick your
Not
stuffed
it
pig
was not
in
it
it, and then
it
you
was not
discover
all
that
the
you've
way in.
been
It
through
was just the
bottles in
head
a
in.
sexual manner,
Only
and
the
you
head.
get an
It
erection.
was
You can't get it out.
it was only the head, and I did not have an erection.
Sure thing, buddy.
Yeah. Uh, anyways, so yeah. Anyways, back from the previous podcast, another thing that I wanted to recap was the scam going ongoing in India and the elections. I'm gonna just brush over. I won't take too much of your all's time. So basically, about the elections, the dictatorship in India is almost over because the party did not, BJP Modi, the dictator, he did not win by a lot. He has to form a coalition government, so the opposition is quite strong this time, and hence the government is weak. It isn't very strong, so dictatorship is impossible.
Mm.
And secondly, about the NEET examination, the exam that I was supposed to give, it was a scam this year, and there have been a lot of questions raising it, and it's just sad. Like actually very sad. But yeah, that's all I would like to add about it. It's a long topic. Anyways, why doesn't Dr. Meth brush us upon I don't know what the fuck. Why don't you fucking yap about your stories from Ireland is what I mean to say. Chop chop boy.
Well, what I'm gonna say is the level of degeneracy that I had to witness where I was is quite abysmal. Um,
My
remember
my
more than
genuine
one
question is
instance. I can remember more than one instance where I was just hanging out outside, right in front of my wife's door, and someone came up to me, very insistent on selling me uh, the. Well, I can probably say drugs, right? That's not gonna get me demonetized. But yeah, it was always
yeah,
a
go on.
different substance. But what really surprised me is that even after grooming myself and getting my haircut and seeming a little less unkempt, and I'd say dressing well, I feel like that's pretty fair to say, they would still come up to me,
Uh,
just from the first sight of me, and immediately deem that I was the prime customer base. And the confidence of these motherfuckers to just be out there in broad daylight and come up to someone's front door where, could be a family living there, whatever, and see me come up to me and immediately decide that I was going to buy whatever they had off of them. It went up from weed to coke pretty fast, and every time I tell these people I'm not interested in buying, but somehow I think word spread of my presence there, because they just kept coming up to me and being more and more insistent, and went to a point where I couldn't go outside in peace without one of these like vaguely
uh,
traveler-esque, like tracksuit mafia motherfuckers coming up to me trying to sell me whatever. It was really rather
I'd
annoying.
like to add. Yeah, I understand, but I'd like to add a few things to it. Number one, kids don't know drugs. Now we can't be demonetized. We are spreading awareness. And number two, but I mean, I don't know. I've seen pictures of you. You look like a fucking druggie. I don't know. But that aside,
Right.
yeah,
Name isn't
even
doing me any favor.
Indian people, how do you say this? Um, Whenever I see a white person, I assume that they've done at least three or four forms of drugs in their life. That's just what I assume. That's the extent to which my brain has been corrupted by American brain rot and Hollywood movies.
Well, I can't really argue you there because, given my history, my colorful history. But the difference in Ireland is that the vast majority of people are also white, and they still
I
make
mean,
that
then
assessment of me.
maybe maybe you look breathable as fuck. I mean, you are thin, you are frail, you're 5'9", and like you said, you were tidy and groomed up. Maybe they wanted to drug you and uh,
True,
I
yeah,
don't know, boom boom shout.
kind of twink esque. I've been ever since my wife's been forcing me to shave off my glorious Viking beard. But it did
That
get a little better
that reminds me.
later on. Yeah, go ahead.
I might be able to shave off my beard in a week or so.
Hmm.
Um, uh, like I'm both happy and not because I'm kind of satisfied with my beard, but it's a fucking hassle to take care of.
That's true.
Yeah, like my fucking beard should extend up to my, I don't know, chest, but since I have fucking coily hair or some shit in my beard, it just extends up to my neck,
Hmm.
lower neck. It's fucking annoying. It should be like triple in size, and it is, but the hair are fucking coiled. Like, black people with hair, their hair just grows inwards, and you can never know as of how much hair they truly have unless they have an afro. You know what I mean?
You do have a magnificent beard, but what really is tough is balls. How are you supposed to deal with that? I still can't tell.
What? With
Ball
what?
hair. Are you supposed to get rid of it?
Oh, bald hair.
Yeah.
Where do you have bald hair?
Huh? I
Where
got
do you have
hella,
bald hair? The
I
head?
got hella ball hair. I got hair as balls.
Oh, bald hair, bald hair. Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, bald hair. I thought you meant bald spots, shit like that. Yeah, bald hairs are a tricky subject. Never use a trim on that head since, let's just say it's a nasty experience.
It is, but then also, can't really use a razor without cutting your fucking testes
You
open.
know, you know.
Exactly, that's the point.
Let me just give you
Like,
what the real answer is. Let me tell you all the real answer.
Okay, go ahead.
Tweezers, tweezers.
That's interesting. I've been going the scissor
No,
route, but that doesn't really cover it. That only gets you so far. Tweezers is interesting. I didn't
no,
think
no.
of that.
No, I use tweezers and I've been the happiest man on this planet ever since. I'll get rid of everything. Daycare, ball here, everything.
Right, so I assume what you would do is you'd start off with scissors to get the worst of the
No,
jungle.
no, you wouldn't. You would not. You would not.
Just straight
It
up
does not
tweezers.
matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter because the scissors play no role. It just takes up more time. Now, I should add that when you start with the tweezers, it will hurt like a pig. You'll feel like someone has kicked you in the balls, right? But after you pluck like 4 years, for some reason it stops hurting at all. Then they just come out like fucking water or some shit. Like
Jeez.
you're plucking plums from a tree.
But wouldn't that take a painstakingly long time instead of getting the bigger hairs out with scissors?
Uh, why do you need to? When you use a tweezer, it takes months for those hairs to come back in. The last time I used tweezers to fucking, it took about a month for the hair to come back in.
Right, because you'd be plucking them off at the source, so it would be one long
Yeah,
session, and then after that you wouldn't need to do it for a while.
yeah.
Smart. I didn't consider that.
And when they come back and they are thinner because the root of the hair is damaged. Over time, they become so thin that you don't even feel it when you're plucking them, and so it's just like plop, 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 plop. You can get over like 20 hairs in a minute. It's so easy in the end.
That's a genius strategy. Something that surprised me
Yeah.
about Ireland is the how low the rate of body hair is on people, just in general. What I found is that even though it's actually a surprisingly little amount of people who are redheads, gingers, but they still somehow all carry the recessive ginger gene, and as a result, not only are they just smooth shaven, silky all over, but also they can't stand sunlight at all. They're like Romanian vampires. First of all, they're extremely pale. I'm pretty pale. I get told that all the
Also,
time. But when I was there, people would tell
wait a
me that
minute.
I have like a surprising degree of pigmentation on my skin. They would use copious amounts of sunscreen all the time, every day, and then they try and force me to put it on all the time. And I tell them, I don't need this because I'm normal. And they'd be like, "No, you need it. You need it. You're gonna get sunburned." Not once in my life
I
have I
mean,
been sunburned.
you should come to fucking India. You'll fucking burn in a minute.
That might be, but it's still nothing compared to
Also, for the body here, that shit really bugs me like fuck. You know why?
why.
I have almost no body hair on my chest and all those areas.
Hmm. Do
Yeah,
you remember
weirdly.
when we were
What?
comparing our skin color with Jess? Hers is like
pure white, pale,
Hmm.
and ours was like slightly yellow tinted, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, it's weird.
That is the Sami in you.
I mean, you'd think we'd be of pretty much the same kind of, I mean, race. Not the it's a completely different ethnic background, but still, would be considered the same race. But somehow over here in Finland, and it's not a thing of sunlight either, and it's not a thing of tans, but somehow over here in comparison, I'm incredibly pale. But when I went to Ireland, it was like I was the darkest motherfucker in there because there are no black people. So I was pretty much the darkest in the room at all
Oh
times.
yeah, yeah. I
They
wanted to ask you about the Irish protests. Is that a real thing or is it just glorified over social media?
That was a pretty big deal. If you're talking about the riots that happened when Conor McGregor was throwing, whatever, I don't know what that expression is, but fueling the flames of rebellion against the Irish government. Yeah, that happened. That was a pretty big deal in Dublin. They took over everything.
No,
They broke.
after that, that Conor McGregor could not be elected to be president because the bureaucracy in Ireland is quite complicated, according to him. He would need approval of quite a few ministers, which he cannot get because of a number of reasons. Number one, Conor should not be the fucking president. He has suffered CTE beyond repair.
Conor McGregor is a retard.
Yeah, but what I wanted to ask was apparently over social media, there is a huge wave that Ireland wants all of the immigrants out of there.
That was what the Conor McGregor riots were about, because there was a
Conor McGregor, Conor McGregor uh, rode on the coattails of those riots. That was not the reason those riots originated. It was something like a few immigrants raped and killed some little girl or some shit.
Yeah, and that was the cause of the riots. But Conor McGregor kind of, he kind of started the. At least he was the one who brought it to uh, the knowledge of people abroad, outside of Ireland, and he very much so. He
Yeah,
was kind of serving as the face of the rebellion, so to speak.
this for some this for some reason reminds me of Pablo Escobar. You know why?
Why?
He was too big for Colombia, and Conor McGregor is too big for Ireland. Usually, yeah, he's too big. He literally fucking started debating on Twitter, and it was all over my feed and all of my friends' feed. So he's sitting in Ireland protesting for Irish people, and I, an Indian, can see him speaking racist shit about immigrants, illegal immigrants, and saying that Ireland for the Irish, which is something that is true, but that those rights went a little bit too far because they also proclaimed that all people who have an Irish citizenship but are not ethnically Irish should also be expelled from Ireland.
Mm. See,
Yeah, those were
the population of Ireland is so marginally small that someone like Conor McGregor to them is like a god with the amount of um, recognizability he has over the.
There are cities in the world that have the same amount of population as Ireland. What's the population of Ireland? 5 million?
Yeah, it's about a million more
I
here
know there are a million more in.
in Finland. Yeah.
Yeah, there are cities in India with a greater population than that. How much is 5 million? 5 million is 50 lakh, and 50 lakhs is like Mumbai is bigger than that. Delhi is bigger than that. Chennai is bigger than that. Kolkata is bigger than that. Pune is almost as big. Pune is like 2.3 million.
Mm.
Yeah, there are cities bigger than the entire population of Ireland.
Yeah, for sure. It's a pretty stark
Yeah,
contrast.
Mumbai has
yeah.
20 million people.
Mm.
Mumbai has 20 million people, only 20 million. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Finland's population is about a fourth of that. So,
Right.
to Ireland, someone like Conor McGregor is actually like a deity because how
Also,
small the
can
population
I
is in contrast to the fan base that Conor McGregor has. So when he says something, they
I
have to listen by law.
can I say something to Toby?
Yeah.
The reason those cities are so big is quite simple. Are you familiar with with the comparison of population density in Europe in the 1900s to the 20th century? In the 19th century and the 20th century.
Hmm. Yeah,
I'm
well,
gonna just explain.
it's quite an understandable why like these bigger cities in India have so many people is because India is the largest country in the like by population, has the largest
Yeah,
population in the world. So like, why wouldn't there be
yeah.
that have 20 million people?
No, I was just about to state that this would not have been the case if we still had the policies we had about 40 years ago. Like in France, uh, when cities had business opportunities, people started migrating from the villages to the city to find work. It's the same in India, but at a much larger scale since India is a much bigger city, country, and the number of cities which had those opportunities was limited. So cities like Mumbai came into existence. Fucking hellholes. Who the fuck would want to live in Mumbai?
I don't know. Mumbai seems pretty cool.
Bro, I'd die in Mumbai. The fucking traffic in Mumbai would kill you. The cost of living in Mumbai is insane. Mumbai is costly as fuck. Especially the land there. It's so fucking costly. It's fucking costly than a lot of places in Europe as well. You know, it's very costly over there.
Now it says here that Mumbai has the highest number of billionaires out of any city in Asia.
I mean, it is understandable because Mumbai is located in Maharashtra, which is close to Gujarat and obviously Maharashtra, which is the place where all the wealthy businessmen in India come from because they have been industrialists from a long time and they always put their own interests in front of the nation.
Yeah.
Like, you know, my culture, Punjabi culture.
Hmm?
You know, I'm from Punjab, right?
Yep.
Our culture does not put a lot of success on building a wealthy, copious amounts of money. It just tells us to be a good human being and help others and be content with what you have and be self-sufficient for you and your family. Okay, so in back in the day, our people did not have the same kind of greed as people from Maharashtra and Gujarat, especially Gujarat, where it is basically the mindset of people to make as much money as they can. So basically, they're the Indian version of the American dream.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're
Uh,
ruled by bureaucracy.
who? India?
Your area.
We're fucking shitheads. We're not ruled by anybody. And this place is fucking anarchy. I'd move out as soon as I can. Fucking hellhole.
It's total anarchy. I'd like to see that
Yeah.
person.
Which person?
I'd like to see that in person. I'd have to come there and see
Oh
it
no,
for myself. Do you think I'd
no.
survive?
The moment you land here, I'm fucking getting to sign a fucking marriage document with me so I can get a fucking Finnish passport and fucking run away from here.
That happening.
You want? Yeah, sure. We'll find out when you land in Anarchy and I beat the fucking living hell out of you and throw you to a bunch of fucking hungry Indians just waiting to lay their filthy paws on a white European or some shit.
Pull up with a machete for personal protection.
Yeah, sure, bro.
I'd
Bro, you
probably,
think we
I'd
don't have.
probably get personal protection off the streets. I'd give any given homeless man a, a fraction of my earnings, and I'd be set for life.
Uh,
Yes, sir.
I
Thank
should
you, sir.
add that.
Protect you with my life, sir.
No, not like that. It will be something. They will be like, I will protect you with my life, child. And then when I tell them that they can rape you, they'll fucking throw you to the ground and fucking, I don't know, rape
I
you.
forgot to ask you, what's the situation on sending us the parcel?
Yeah, that's not happening because apparently they check the parcel before they send it.
Oh, hey, no. You're like customs guys got it indulged
Also,
for themselves.
also the parcel. If I send that very parcel today, it will arrive by 2025.
Right. That the just the state of
Yeah.
postal services.
No, that's not because of postal services. That's because of immigration and emigration.
Mm.
Unless I have a business certificate, it has to go through a lot of checks. And those checks take a lot of time, and we have very little personnel for that for no apparent reason. You know, once when I was a kid, about 4 years back, I ordered a pencil kit from Japan, from Amazon.Japan.
Hmm.
and basically it was declared lost on its way, and it arrived about 9 months later, 9 months after it was ordered.
But hey, you still got it. 9 months. That's
Yeah,
for a child. It's not.
I didn't even, I couldn't even pay for that kit. You know why?
Well,
Because the moment it was declared lost, Amazon refunded me the payment, but it somehow still arrived on my doorstep about 7 months later. And so, I wanted to pay for it, but I could not because I had no way to get into touch with Amazon or Japan since all of them spoke fucking Japanese and I could not talk. I was on the phone like, konnichiwa, ore no namae wa Yuraju Shingu Auraku desu. Kore wa ore no parsaru desu. Shit like that.
Why didn't you just keep it? Like you already paid for it. They refunded free fucking pencils. I don't get it.
No, it was like a pencil kit, like something to put your pencils in.
pencil.
It was really fucking cool, and I wanted it. Although I used it for like 15 days, and I kept it, but I still wanted to pay for it for some reason. I don't know. My father said that it was not morally right to keep it without paying for it.
Do you have corrupt border officers who would take the contents of a given parcel for themselves?
Uh, that has happened at airports before in India. That is why my parents always use a lock over suitcases.
Hmm. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
makes sense. You
uh,
could have locked it.
anything. Anything is possible in India. A few years ago, a bunch of people from Maharashtra they gang raped a Komodo dragon.
Hmm. Fuck, I'd want one of those.
Yeah, but you would not gang rape it now, would you?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. Uh, how? Yeah. So yeah. Wait a minute. Let me explain why it's total anarchy in my city. I mean, it's not total anarchy, but I like to describe it as such. I told Toby, but we lost that recording. I'll keep it brief. And basically, in the Indian elections, the person who won from our state is Khalistan leader, basically a person who wants a second extremist state and wants to quit India.
Hmm.
And the reason he won is particularly interesting. Basically, that guy's father assassinated the former Prime Minister of India.
As you do.
Yeah, and so all of the votes he got was because his father killed the previous Prime Minister of India. That's the only reason people voted for him.
Right.
Yeah, goofy as shit. Anyways, how about you tell us a few more stories from Ireland?
Hmm. More stories from Ireland. Just first, briefly,
Yeah.
I'd like to just go back to the parcel in question. Do you think it would be? This is not about anything in particular, but do you think it would be easier for us to send you stuff than it would be for you to send us stuff?
That depends. Most likely, yeah. The reason it is so difficult for me to send you stuff is because the parcel service is unreliable. I've never heard of it. Mostly people don't ship things out of India. They get things shipped into India.
Mm, right.
So the shipping out of India process is something new because who the fuck sends something from India?
I mean, wouldn't there be some like Timu or something equivalent to that? Wouldn't people be
I mean,
ordering cheap things from India over to the West?
Flipkart.
Flipkart is a fucking scam. Let me tell you why Flipkart is not trusted. There was a scam in Flipkart where people basically ordered iPhones, and what they got in the parcel was a bar of soap.
That goes hard.
And yeah, and apparently what happened was the workers of the Flipkart industry stole the phones that they were supposed to ship and fucking sold them at second-hand price to a bunch of people in Bihar.
What's the percentage of Windows tech support scammers? Is that actually a huge problem as it's made out to be? Not even a
What do you
problem,
mean? I don't understand.
like, hello, I'm Rashid, Windows tech support. Is that like, do
Yeah,
people do that?
it does not happen like that in India. It happens through different medium. Let me explain. Wait a minute. Let me drink some water first. What the hell? No, wait a minute. Let me get my charger. Okay, so the tech support scammers, the way that they operate in India is not in English but in our own regional languages usually.
Yeah.
So basically, they ring you up, usually old people, not the young ones. They get all the details from the bank.
Mm.
Now you'll be asking yourself the question, how the fuck do they get those details from the bank?
Oh, do they?
The thing is, a lot of those scammers are funded by local politicians to earn them money.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So basically, they get those informations from the bank and they ring up old people and tell them that there has been a problem with the credit card and that they need to see the three-digit code on the back of the card.
Mm. Mm.
This scam is quite the old one. It does not work anymore. Some of the scams.
What's wrong
And
with
then there
you?
were a few other scams, for
Oh my
example,
god. Shit.
people,
Fuck. Ah.
what
Ah.
happened?
Ah. Ah. No.
Stop,
Fuck.
stop masturbating. What the fuck happened?
Our speakers started being fucked up. Anyways, I think you were at 3 digits on the back.
Yeah, but that scam does not work anymore. It's old as fuck, and we have new scams now. Some of those are very simple. For example, there is one that is specialized to Punjab, localized to Punjab. You know how a lot of people move from Punjab to Canada,
Mm-hmm.
and basically a random number will ring you up, and they use a phone VPN, so you can't tell what the number is.
Right.
And they ring you up and they say, "Hello, hello, uh, do you recognize me? You know, like it's me." Call. They ring up and they're like, "It's me," but in Punjabi. They call you up and they're like, "Pehchane ji mainu," which means, "Do you recognize me?" And the person usually says no, and the person on the other end of the line, usually a woman, cause that's more trustworthy for some reason, they say, मैं ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਹਿਚਾਨੋ ਮੈਂ ਪਹਿਚਾਨ why the fuck I'm speaking in Punjabi, and they say, try to recognize me, and basically in the end they tell and when the person tries to guess and they're like, yeah, you're right. I'm his wife or some shit. I need money immediately. Please send me X amount of money to Canada. I need it right now. We need to pay our rent or some other shit.
Mm.
That's how to scam a lot of people. There are other scams as well. For example, a very famous scam was the water scam.
Water scam.
Basically, two dudes will show up on a motorcycle outside your house, and one of the dudes will say, "It's very hot out. This guy just suffered from a heat stroke,"
Mm.
and he'll say, "Please give me a glass of water."
Mm.
And when you go in to get them a glass of water, they'll have started a motorcycle. And when you come out to give them the water, they'll snatch whatever jewelry you have or whatever phone you have and then run away on their motorcycle.
Then stab you 73 times and rape you.
No, they won't. They just want to fucking run away.
Right. So you're
Yeah.
basically just exposing a deep state conspiracy,
What?
but the involvement of politicians in funding these.
Oh, no, no, that's proof. That's proof. They literally made a Netflix documentary about it. It was proved in Bihar. The first ever crime center set up in India was made by a politician. He took a bunch of ragtag scammers and united them in one, gave them facilities and the bank details.
Mm.
I should fucking tell you that the authorities in India, nothing like those in fucking Europe, they are corrupt as fuck in India. And in one particular case, in my city, there is a woman MLA, which is unusual as fuck. And the only reason we have one is because this seat was reserved. I'm not sure if you all know what that means, but basically in India, there are reservations in all sorts of things. For example, in colleges, there are a certain number of seats reserved for certain people. Similarly, in politics, there are a certain number of seats and in a certain number of constituencies reserved for women, for different kinds of people. Let's just say the blacks, not the blacks, but the Indian equivalent of the blacks, right?
It sounds like over here because we reserve positions primarily for minorities.
Yeah, something like that. And basically, Mars City was chosen as a reserved seat this year, and a woman won. Only a woman could have won, but a particular woman won, right? And when she won, she threw her husband out of the house about 2 months later and started an affair with another MLA and threw her kids out of the house as well.
Mm.
Yeah. And she's heavily involved in the drug smuggling business in Mars City now.
Mm.
Yeah.
In this world, we'll have
It
to
is.
visit someday. See all of this.
Yeah, no.
Uh,
Sure, you can. Uh, I have a few friends. I've told this before. Uh, a lot of our classmates do drugs, right?
of course.
My classmates sell drugs to underage kids.
Mm. As do mine.
One of my yeah, one of my classmates tried to sell some cocaine to my brother once.
Okay. How'd that go?
My brother's my brother is fucking 15.
Did he buy it?
No, he did not have the money.
Pussy.
I show that the classmate who is doing this is about 5'11" and he weighs 150 kilograms.
Right.
He is so fucking he is so fucking fat that you can't fucking pinch his skin. It's also fucking rigid because of the fat.
Mm.
It's so fucking fat that he has tear marks over his knuckles. There are white discoloration all over his hands in the form of stripes.
He's a hard ass. Isn't your brother
Yeah,
a little bit hyperactive? Would you say that?
my bro- my brother is a fucking dumbass.
So if he's any sort of hyperactive, wouldn't maybe stimulants would help him calm down a bit, help him focus?
No, he's just a dumbass. He's not hyperactive. He's a fucking dumbass.
Well, it can be both.
No, he is not hyperactive. I know that for a fact. He fucking lazes around and just does nothing.
Mm.
I've shared this incident before, but
Maybe your brother.
got to my girlfriend and tell him it was not her. And I was like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you?
What do you mean?
I've told you all about this incident before, but let me narrate this incident again. Basically, basically, I had a girlfriend, right?
Mm.
And I told my brother that I have a girl, and he's like, okay, what does she look like? And I'm like, I ain't gonna show you a photo. And he's like, I did not want to show him a photo because he was acting all weird about it. He was like, show, like a dog in heat. And I was like, no, fuck off, I ain't showing you a photo.
You wanted to beat to your girlfriend pictures.
And then he asked me, how hot is she? I'm like, she's very hot. He says, on a scale of 1 to 10. I said that she's a 10. He said that uh, it means nothing. He wants me to compare her to another girl that we know. And I'm like, which girl do I compare her to? And that motherfucker, he tells me the name of our sister.
Mm.
And I'm like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he's like,
Mm.
bro, our sister's thick as hell and hot. And I'm like, bro, go fuck yourself.
Oh Jesus! You should get your brother on the
Another,
podcast.
no, no, never, never. He's the one who peed in the bucket.
I know. That's exactly why I'm saying
Yeah,
that.
yeah, never. That's never happening.
It's called Discord.
Also, another reason is also another one of those stories, which is kind of boring but also funny. Which tells you that he's a dead ass. We were in Turkey, in Istanbul, right?
Yeah.
And basically, there's this woman who comes up to my brother and asks him to uh, help her with a suitcase over the flight of stairs. And he's like, I do not work here. And she's like, I know that you do not work here, but I'm a small, feeble woman. That's why I asked you to help me. And he's just like, okay. And just shrugged his shoulders. And I'm like, bro, fuck you. I slapped him in the head and went to the woman and helped her with her suitcases. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? Are you not a man? Do you not have balls?
Can't
That shit always strikes to his
do a
mind.
small act of kindness? What's
What?
Can't he just do one small act of kindness?
Exactly. And the thing is, he goes to the gym every single fucking day. So it ain't like he's fucking weak.
Hmm.
Also, I should add, you all know, are you all familiar with bung?
With what?
It's basically like a very potent liquid form of weed.
No, haven't heard of it.
Oh, it's a very potent form of weed in liquid form, and my brother tried to make it at home, and the end result was he ended up having diarrhea for 4 days straight.
It's a little chemist.
Yeah, he failed. He tried to make it in his fucking room with our kitchen utensils, and like our mother was making sandwiches in those same utensils like 4 hours later, and I'm like, bro, I ain't eating that sandwich.
Did he even get high off of it?
No, he did not. He failed miserably. He just got diarrhea for 4 days.
Sounds like something I'd do.
Yeah. Uh,
The vaping
why
epidemic
don't you tell us?
in Ireland is insane. Let me just say that it's the worst possible vacation spot for a smoker because they've completely traded smoking for vaping, and grocery stores they've largely stopped selling cigarettes in favor of vapes. You would find those at every shelf of every store ever, and they don't really check for ID.
Sorry,
So it's a growing epidemic within the youth, and I'm not a fan of it.
I've never vaped. I see a reason to support vaping, and the only reason is that you can't smell a vape.
True. Yeah, yeah, that's true. But
Yeah,
that's also
yeah. So, for example,
a double-edged sword because
for example, you live in India
you do.
and you want to smoke, but you live at home. If your parents find out, they will kill you. So, a vape is a much better option.
Yeah, but it's a double-edged sword because of that and other factors. It's so much easier than smoking. So you can just be puffing away at that shit. You have no idea what's in it, all the chemicals and fumes in it. You'll just be puffing at that like 30 times a minute.
Also, I have a very genuine question for you.
Go ahead.
Do they have a cigarette flavored vape, or do they just make I don't know, strawberry bubblegum extreme blast?
I have never heard of that.
There are tobacco flavored vapes. I've had one once. It tasted absolutely horrible. I do not recommend it.
Also, have you all heard of Geoma?
Yeah, yeah. I've been following the Jayoma saga pretty closely. What did he do last?
Me too, but he went live like yesterday on his Instagram, and he was wearing like black people clothes with a fucking, Nike, those hats that are not really hats, the winter hats, I don't know what they call them.
Hmm.
The ones that block the cold, the ones that people wear while they're fucking shoveling snow.
Right, yeah.
Balaclavas, right?
Yeah, yeah, maybe that. And he was vaping at a party, which was like very poor aesthetic. Like there are two type of women, both are hot. One of them is like the trashy kind, the ones
Yeah.
who basically twerk in clubs and all that shit, and the other one is a classy type who actually have a life outside of using their bodies for male validation.
Yep.
Yeah, basically he was with the kind of girls who just wanted to look pretty and get male validation, and that was the last I saw him post. My real question is, do you all think that he is legit?
Um, I don't know. That's a tough one. See, there are receipts. What are you asking? Like, if he's actually, if his track record is accurate, as he claims.
Yeah, I think that because personally, I think that he's a horrible lawyer, and that all of that is made up.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of share that assessment. I mean, what he really does, what he builds a career off of, is just the videos of people allegedly being charged for crimes and then being left off the hook, just saying, you know, who's the best lawyer, Jayoma? What do you do?
Jehovah,
Case dismissed. There's no way of
yeah,
saying if he's just paying random inmates or sometimes just random people on the street a quick buck for them to say that. So there aren't
yeah,
really
I feel like that's
receipts to show that he's actually this like demonically good lawyer. And then it kind of makes me sus when he goes on these like Aiden Ross's stream and stuff. Just clout writing. It kind of makes him seem a little less reputable or reliable with what he's saying,
You know what my take
which is after.
on the whole Jayoma situation is?
Mm,
I think that he's just some kid who got out of law school. He could not find a clientele. He wandered around and he ended up a deadbeat. And then he saw a lot of people like Law by Mike get famous on Instagram for telling people about the law. And he goes, I can do that. And so, if you notice, all of his first videos are just random people saying, "You got my case dismissed."
mm,
And he popped off all of a sudden. And so he went viral real quick. And that gave him a lot of coverage, a good network with a lot of people. So there would be a few people out there willing to consult him. Till date, I've seen him actually post just one case, one actual court order that says that a bail has been granted to a person for DUI, driving under influence or some shit, you know.
yep.
So I'm thinking that all of this is started off as advertising for him until it started making him some serious money.
So then he started playing into it. He is just a clout writer first and foremost. He's really, really fucking playing into this whole image of him being this evil mastermind. So
Also, the thing is, you, if you're getting a person to publicly admit in camera that they did a certain crime, then they will be charged again. The prosecution will not let them go.
yeah, but what they do say is that they were alleged of doing the crime and then found not guilty.
No, 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 no. What happened was, Jayoma asks, "Who's the best lawyer?" And they say, "Jayoma." And he asks, "What did you do?" And they say, "I showed my meat to a woman in public." That's what a lot of them say.
I'm pretty sure he asks, "What were you accused of doing?"
That's a few of those videos, but there are a few where he just asks, "What did you do?"
Right. Yeah, that might be so. That would completely destroy all, reliability.
Also, I say that Jayoma is still broke.
Is he? Why do you think that?
I mean,
He's
listen,
pretty TikTok famous.
listen to me.
He's doing numbers.
Listen, listen to me. Being TikTok famous on shorts does not guarantee money. Are you familiar with that Turkish guy, the Master Uber guy?
Oh yeah, he fell off, but he's not doing numbers anymore. Not directly, at least.
Yeah, he never did numbers on YouTube because the people from Shorts, even in Instagram Shorts, they have to choose to invite you to their content to help you to get you to make money. There is a guy, and a guy from Albania who gets about a few 100,000 views on his post, like 600,000 on his reels, and they aren't small reels either. They're like 40 to 50-second reels, right?
Yeah.
And he showed the total amount of money that he made in a month from Instagram, and it was something like 80 euros.
Mm. Well,
So yeah,
I think the
it,
difference with Jayoma is that in right now, as he's relevant, as he's popping off, uh, he's blowing up so hard. Is that he's getting invited to these streams by Aiden Ross and all these other people who must be paying him a pretty penny just to appear on those. So
$18,000 guys are not very rich. 18 Ross has a net worth of like $5 million or something. And so you know how much would you pay a guest? 1 grand, 10 grand? Because the question is, how much money does a stream make?
I'd say it makes a decent amount. I don't have an accurate
Depends.
assessment for you.
Depends on how many gifts you receive. Depends on how many ads you run.
True.
Yeah.
Party amount. I mean, he did pay Playboy Cardi $2 million to appear on the stream, and I think he pays his guests rather well. I think they're making some
I
kind of
mean,
revenue from that, especially if they're appearing
my,
consistently. Which
my question is, wait a minute, what's the difference between Jehom and Playboy Carti? Jehom is going to be relevant now. He won't be relevant in about a month or so. Take my word for it. Playboy Carti has been relevant for a long time. The thing about guys like Jehom is listening to that sick ass beat and him saying, what they accuse you of sounds fun at first, but he can just make one kind of content. People will grow bored of it real soon. He can't shift his content to anything else. He's based his entire personality around being a lawyer who convicts people convicted of horrible, horrible crimes.
Yeah, but he's still relevant right now, so I'd say Aiden Ross had to have paid him a pretty decent amount to book him. 10 grand at the
I'd say that,
maybe
yeah, 10 grand, but 10 grand is not a lot in America, though.
maybe not.
Also, for example, when a person like Yoma who is broke gets 10 grand, he's going to spend it all in like 10 days because his perception would be, I'm a poor guy who just got 10K. This isn't my own money, but I got it by luck. Who knows when I'll get 10 grand again? Let's spend it.
Mm. But Jayoma
That's a
doesn't
really
seem
big difference.
that he's
Let me
playing
just
his cards pretty
clear this
well.
up.
So I wouldn't
What?
say. I mean, Jayoma, he's been playing his cards pretty well lately. Just he's kind of masterminded his whole TikTok operation. So I don't think he's a dumb man by any merit.
He's not a dumb man.
It's,
I think that
he,
he's a dumb man.
he's smart
I'm saying that
too.
he isn't as good as a lawyer that he claims, and it's all a persona.
Yeah, but you think he might be smart with money too. So if he gets these semi-consistent payments for the time that he's relevant from these streamers, he'd probably invest that or, do something a little smarter than just spend it all at once.
A lot of people sound smart at first, but then they fucking devolve for some reason. Are you familiar with anti-profit?
Mm.
What?
Hmm?
Are you familiar with anti-profit?
Not very much so. You can explain it to me.
Uh, yeah, anti-profit is basically a guy on YouTube Shorts who popped up on my radar about 6 months ago.
Hmm. Sounds vaguely
He
familiar.
was a real, yeah. He sounds really wise. He talks about a lot of insightful things, and he started sharing about his taste in music, which was kind of
Yes, I'm very familiar with him. Yes, I follow him consistently. He's great.
yeah. The guy with the mask, the guy with the mask.
There, I like him.
Yeah, yeah. But you'll notice that in the beginning, his content was all about knowledge and all that shit and like how much money he has. But recently, all that he's been trying to do is fucking sell courses on his course. That's all he's been trying to do recently, sell his course, which tells me that he's fucking broke now, no matter the amount of money he had before. Also, before he was sitting in his studio making cool ass videos about cool ass things.
Hmm.
And now, in a few of his recent videos, he's out on the streets interviewing random fucking people. And so I'm like, okay, so this guy has reached the end of his relevance.
He might have become a bit of a sellout in recent videos. Before, I was just kind of checking out his content regularly, and he seemed to have pretty good takes on stuff generally. So I thought of him as pretty respectable content creator. But I can definitely see that he might have had his downfall, succumb to the greed, which is kind of weird because that he was preaching against that for a long time, against people like Andrew
Yeah,
Tate who preach all these fake philosophies
ex-
in their courses.
exactly. His entire personality was listen to me, I have a rational viewpoint about everything. The internet has pushed you all to extremes that you should not take. But now he is one of those very people that he admonished in the past, the people setting courses
Yep.
and the people on the street interviewing random people.
I guess he's a bit of a sellout.
If I might say something right now, I have no clue what either of you two are talking about right now. I know Jayoma, but not follow him much. Tried looking him up. He was in Aiden Ross and stuff apparently. Because I just don't
I
listen to
mean,
people online. Like I don't watch videos like that. I'm not really.
You are gay, so I would suppose that you're more into James Charles.
No, I'm more like I, like me being like in a relationship with a guy doesn't mean that I'm not like hey girl, all that kind of stuff. I'm not like a stereotypical gay person.
You do have 62 different hair products in our bathroom.
Yes, but that doesn't matter because I still
We live together because we're gay.
yeah. But
That's so fucking funny because, well, like,
myself as
now Meth has 62 different hair products to use on his ball here.
now that would be epic.
Go ahead, Toby.
Meth's ball hairs are going to be silky, smooth, and colory.
absolutely. But yeah, no, I'm not like a.
His girlfriends, his wait a minute. His wife's mom beg him to not pluck him out because they feel so fucking good.
They're unkempt.
Yeah,
Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, yes, Toby, go on.
yeah. Like I don't listen to Taylor Swift. I don't follow the Kardashians on whatever they're doing. I just don't do that stereotypical stuff. Like I might have a lot of hair products. I might have a lot of washing products, shit
You
like
might listen
that.
to Blackpink.
Well, only some.
So,
Like
See, but it's not black and white.
okay,
yeah,
You have to
I
be.
okay, no, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, Matt. Even I listen to Blackpink sometimes. That shit slaps.
well, that's because you're gay.
It's because sexuality is a spectrum.
Yeah, obviously.
You're gay, vice, you're Blackpink, and that's okay. We accept you the way you are.
Shut the fuck up. Also, I would like to add something here
Yeah, go on.
about Taylor Swift. About Taylor Swift.
Mm.
Basically, my girl's guy best friend, I'd say. When he first met her back about 4 years ago, he told her that he is bisexual, right?
Hmm.
And 2 months later, he told her that he's straight. And a few months after that, he told her that he liked her. Obviously, she said no. But what's interesting is what happens after that. Bro listens to Taylor Swift all fucking day long.
Okay.
That bro looks almost as gay as Toby for some reason. Gayer than Toby, if I might add.
That was his sexual awakening. Except it goes the other way around. Somehow you can become attracted to men by listening to a woman. It just goes to show
Anyways,
abysmal.
no, I'm not finished. And then that bro tells her, calls her up, and after he talked to me, uh, he rang me up one day for some reason, and I talked to him, and I don't speak like a fucking bitch like him. I speak like a normal fucking human being. And that very night he messages her, Jasleen, I think I am no longer into Taylor Swift. I am getting more masculine by the day. I have been listening to a lot of Punjabi songs lately. And wait a minute. Let me send you all the Punjabi songs that he was listening to. It's the zestiest fucking song that I've ever fucking listened to.
Let's take a look.
In fact, well, what was the name? I can't remember. What was the singer's name? We
So,
don't know.
perfect time for ad segment. Our sponsor for today's episode is Manscapes. Trim your balls with style.
Bro,
Oh yeah, yeah.
we were literally we were literally saying that we should fucking pluck up a ball here. How the fuck is Manscaped going to get involved?
I was thinking about actually ordering from Manscaped once. This is for personal reasons. I have no reason to tell you why, but I found out that literally every single product they sell is like $200, and I had no idea why. It's just like a fancy razor that doesn't cut your balls when you shave.
That is reason enough to pay $200. I'd say I need that in my life. So if either
Also,
Christmas,
there's like a product that I came across that I felt like was better than Manscaped's.
Oh, actually, about Game of Thrones, we just watched the new episode of House of Dragons today.
yeah, that's the show where the incest show where they're all related and
Yeah,
each other.
I'm not the show. I haven't watched the show. No, what I was saying was I came across a new trimmer. The company's name is Shave Your Balls or some shit.
What?
Yeah, we were talking about Manscaped, right? And basically, I found this trimmer, and the company is basically Shave It or Shave Your Balls or some shit. And they boast that the trimmer can accurately shave balls without cuts or nickels because it has a special kind of soft metal with rounded tips, and the gaps are only 0.02 millimeters thick, and they have rubber blades.
I need that desperately in my life.
And it's like cheap. It costs like $30.
Maybe I should buy us a shared Manscaped
No.
razor
What?
for Christmas.
A shared Manscaped razor.
Yeah.
That is just about the gayest shit I've ever heard.
No, I would be way too concerned with the hygiene problems and that.
You'd be concerned. Okay. Okay, wait. Let's take a look. Excuses. They beat the link. Oh shit, my phone's connected to the speaker. Shit.
Your microphone appears to be noisy.
What the fuck? Shit, don't fuck it up. Dirwest, are you speaking right now? Fuck.
He is speaking like a motherfucker.
We lost him. Reconnect. Jesus. Your song fucked up the audio system. We can only have you or the song. Can't have both. Okay. So far, you're absolutely correct. This is indeed the zestiest shit ever, as you described it. Let's shave Ballstrom. We just check the price.
That shit looks painful as fuck.
There was I can't tell if our audio system is still fucking up or if you're not talking.
I think he's being quiet. I don't see the little balls on the corner.
Yeah, balls. That's what I need trimmed. 14% off. We gotta get in on this.
Is it fucking rupees?
Bowels trimmer. Rate this product before getting it. Okay, 5 stars. Easy. It won't let me sign up without what's this area code?
Fucking India.
There's probably 10 different area codes in India. Phone number.
I can just buy one.
Yeah, no, it's India. What a beauty. Let's shave ball trimmer. Will they give us a discount if we shill them? So our sponsor for today's episode is Let's Shave Ball Trimmer by Let's Shave. Upgrade your grooming with comfort tools for a smooth shave. Use code Discord Degenerates for a 50% discount on your first order. 2 years warranty. Just getting better.
That shit is expensive.
Oh shit! 70 USD. I think Dirwest's link is more affordable option here.
Dirwest, can you say something?
Talk, bitch. Easy returns. That's a quick delivery as well. 5 days. Not bad at all. 4 days. Fuck. Let's fix this.
No, it's not about the audio system. He literally is not speaking. Oh, he is. Well, Dirwest, it doesn't show on our computer that you are saying literally anything.
Let me get in on this.
Just unplug the shit and plug it back in.
I'm turning off the Bluetooth. I just
No,
turned
you
it
can,
on.
you can only turn on the Bluetooth.
So you're saying it never turns off?
We have to do this.
It's still on. Okay. You gotta check the settings on the laptop.
Oh my.
Not bad.
Dirwest. Dirwest, are you speaking?
Should I check the settings on the laptop?
It's not about the settings. You
Just
see, there's
checking.
the balls aren't in the corner.
Uh, why doesn't Matthias tell us about a few more stories from Ireland?
Bro was gone for like 20 minutes.
Who?
You.
I was literally speaking the entire fucking time. Neither one of you all could hear me.
There's,
Your microphone was not working at all.
what's the problem on your end?
My microphone has been working perfectly fine.
Fair. More stories from Ireland. I don't think there's much to tell because the vast majority of my time I was in the countryside, in my wife's parents' house. What just happened?
What the fuck?
Were you on the?
Also,
No, my Bluetooth off.
Was that him?
I have a question. I have a question. Didn't you say that your wife depends on her parents financially?
What'd you say? Oh yes, that's true.
Uh, so I know that in Europe, everyone has to earn their own living. For example, a friend of ours who's in our Discord server and was a mod, he works shoveling snow or some shit for 10 euros an hour.
Hmm.
So are your girlfriend's parents like rich?
They're wealthy enough to own a house in a country that is suffering through a massive housing crisis and is in
Uh,
economic ruin. So yes.
but why don't you send me her mother's number?
What?
What were we
What?
talking about? Uh, I'm
You
not talking about
fuck
the wife.
bitch!
I'm talking about the mother.
Stay
I'm
away
talking
from
about the
her!
mother.
West, let's talk about something sus. A while back, we were talking, and you said, what did you say? You said, don't get too invested in your relationship. I've got plans. Stay casual for now. I want to ask, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That. I have a real nice logic for that. The thing was, my girlfriend, she was acting like a real bitch as she was today. Basically, let me explain the situation for today and why that was such a bitch move. I can't talk to her all the time, or at all for that matter nowadays, because I don't really have my phone since I'm preparing for the exam again. Since there's a really high chance that it'll happen again in a month or two, because the last time was a scam, the one that happened about 2 months ago. And I could talk to her today, and that son of a bitch was like, "Don't talk to me, I don't want to talk to her." And I was like, "Right, fuck off, bitch." And what happened that day was that she was being a real fucking bitch. And I think that she told me some shit that she hadn't told me before. Meth knows the context. I don't remember. And I'm like, okay, if I break up with this bitch, I'm becoming gay. And I'm starting with Toby. He sounds like a nice guy.
You're not wrong. That
Yeah,
you'd be better
Yeah.
off.
I mean, in a sense, yeah. Today was the one day that I could have talked to her in the past fucking week, and that bitch blew it for no fucking reason. Because asked for half an hour off because she was like, okay, we can talk now. And I'm like, no, it's been a week since I fucking jacked off. Let me watch some porn. And she was like, alright. And she was like, okay, babe, go. And then when I came back, she was like, don't talk to me. I hate you and all that shit. I was like, what's wrong? And she's like, I just don't want to hate and talk to you and all that shit for like half an hour. And I was like, alright, fuck off. So today was the only day that we could.
So that was my reaction.
Oh, so basically, today was the day that we could have talked for after a week, and she blew it for no fucking reason.
that is horrible.
Yeah. I should go for the American dream. I should dump my girlfriend and try to get into my dream college, and then I try to bag a 6 foot thick girl. I know one such girl, and I could have fucking bagged her, but she was in a fucking relationship for God's sake. And Indian women do not cheat that easily on their boyfriends for some reason.
Hmm. You should probably you
Shut the
should
fuck up,
probably come
myth.
to Finland instead. Like, we have everything here. We got
Nah, I'm
pictures.
sure that if I wasn't, no, I don't think that I'm suited for Finnish relationships because the way I've seen it, especially over the internet, white people cheat like fuck, and they're like really twisted and messed up.
We can find
No,
you a
no.
nice old lady from Peyton Place. She will fall in love with
I'd rather go to Ireland,
Kidding us.
to the countryside, and find a rich, wealthy woman who might be related to Matthias.
That's apparently a problem in Iceland. Everyone's related to each other, so they have a dating app that tells you if you're related to who you're meeting. So it'll just like beep, 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 beep. This is your second cousin. Oh man.
People in Pakistan would be like, people in the Muslim countries would be like, when can I finally find a first cousin? And the machine like, beep, 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 this is your first cousin. And they'd be like, finally, I found my wife. Let me marry my sister.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of does make things easier, doesn't it? They'll be marrying their
Uh, um,
first cousins and shit primarily. I mean, you don't gotta look for a bitch. It's right there in the family.
no,
Like Thanksgiving
I'd rather
dinner,
look
like
for a bitch.
hell yeah.
I'd rather look for a bitch because I've already had sad enough experiences. And like, I want to date a 6 foot tall, thick goth mommy girl type. Not a goth mommy, but basically a 6 foot tall, thick woman because I'm not 6 foot and I'm coping. And so, at least one of us should be 6 foot.
Yeah.
I
Well,
found the
don't knock
perfect woman for the job. What?
don't knock it till you try it. You gotta try everything.
Exactly.
I've yet to be
Also,
dominated
like,
by a woman.
My boyfriend is
um,
taller than you, by the way.
Thanks for that.
my, how tall is your boyfriend?
He's about as tall as you are. So 5'11".
I'm like five. I'm like a bit taller than 5'11", but yeah, 5'11" is like the height most people are, but it's like the most dubious height. I knew a guy who said that he was 5'11", but he, I don't know, reached up to my shoulders.
Mm. I'm about 5'9", short king.
Short princess, breathable tramp. How tall is Toby?
I'm 6 foot.
Lucky ass fucking nigga.
So the thing is, it's mostly men who complain about height. It
Yeah.
hasn't
I
been a
mean,
problem for me. I mean, if you're like much shorter than me, I guess it could be a problem for you in the dating market. Women do like men to be taller than them generally, but women are generally also very short. So I haven't had difficulties in regards to that.
aren't aren't women in Europe on an average like 5'10" or some shit?
I wouldn't say so.
Every well,
Like in Germany and Denmark and shit.
I haven't had any problems finding a woman who wasn't shorter than me.
my sister is 5'10", but like every other woman I've known is very short.
4 foot something.
How tall is Jessica?
I mean,
I remember. Short enough.
5'3" or some shit.
Oh, I mean,
3 feet.
it's not a massive difference, but it's enough. See, even if I'm the
I
bare
knew
minimum, I'm still there. I'm still above the standard.
I knew I knew a girl who was like 5'11", and I kind of ruined her dating life for her by mistake.
Hmm.
I think my
So
sister's
basic,
husband is shorter than her.
Okay. Tom Holland Maxi.
the tallest woman I've seen is like black. She was like 6'7".
Might have been trans.
No, she was with her husband. She was definitely a woman.
That doesn't prove anything, I'm afraid.
No, no, like the body shape. You can tell the difference between a trans and that. Like a, wide hip, narrow shoulders and shit. And the face structure.
You can tell by looking at the man if he's being pegged or not.
The man was like 7 foot or some shit.
Ooh,
I was literally reaching up to his fucking,
oof.
I don't know, sternum, below his sternum, solar plexus or some shit.
Yeah. You guys fair enough.
That man was tall as fuck.
What's the kind of. Did you already say what the average height was over there? Yeah, you did.
Over there.
Hmm.
Over beer.
Yeah, you said it was like your height, about.
Yeah, in Denmark and shit, not in India.
Oh, what's the average height out there?
Mm. It depends. In my state, it's like 5'8" or 9, 5'9" or 10 for men,
God,
and 5'9" for men.
I'd be a tall
What?
woman.
No, for men, for men. For women, it's like 5'3" or 5'4", I guess.
Shit, I'd be well off. Better start moving.
The the smallest woman I've seen is like 4 foot and 8 inches,
Hmm.
and that's just sad.
So, what's the average height over here?
I think he's like 5'9", maybe for men.
So I'd be the average height.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
So I'd be above the average height in Finland.
Hmm. Me too, apparently.
Also, another fact that
Not average.
also wait,
Most people, males I know of my age, are like about the same height as me, maybe a little bit taller.
Is there
I was about to say that the generational gap should be considered because nutrition got really well over the past.
yeah,
For example, the average height for South Koreans like 2 generations back was like 5'5", and now it's like 5'11".
hmm, that's true. But it's also because they're moving to other parts in the world and getting fed better, not just rice.
No, South Koreans as
Also
in South Korea.
yeah. So, but still, I mean, they have better nutrition
I,
than in the olden times.
I think the reason why we're growing too is because like people are introducing more high protein foods like chicken and
That's what I'm
stuff into
saying.
our meals,
It's not just grains of rice or rye over here.
or potatoes.
No, but Irish people still eat mainly potatoes. That's what most of their diet consists of,
Yeah,
which is weird to me because it's struggle food. It was born out of poverty. That food culture, and they still eat so much fucking potatoes. It's actually insane. Just I'd say it's about 85% of their palate, their culinary experience is just different forms of potatoes.
it
It's not even
was.
good potatoes.
I think I think that they still haven't gotten over the potatoes that the British stole, so they're trying to eat the fill.
Yeah, but they're trying actively to distance themselves from that, and yet all they eat is potatoes when they could very easily mix it up a little bit.
I'm
I don't
kind
know
of
if they're
sad.
trying to distance themselves for it because they're obsessed about talking about it. It's constant nagging about being oppressed by the British, and then when they tried to school me on being like colonized, that's when I got to pull a little Uno reverse card on them and talk about Russia and Sweden and the past that Finland has, and they had no idea. They never heard of it. So I just made them go red with embarrassment. Then when they're like, "You probably don't even know the struggles that our people has been through." Bitch, shut up.
I was I was like I was using some shit known as Truecaller right now, and basically it allows you to know the person who last called you. Okay, and I was trying to figure out who the random ass number who called me was, and I saw that my friend who called me like 5 days ago, and I was the last person he called, and he hasn't received or called anyone for the past 5 days, and that's kind of sad. I don't know why.
Is he dead?
No, he's alive, but he doesn't have any friends. He's like a loner.
No.
He once tried to. He's the weirdest fucking guy. Like there are some women that you grow up with, like when you were children, and you consider them your sister.
For sure.
Yeah, I had a crush. My first fucking crush. She was like a sister to him. Okay, they had grown up together since they were children, and I told him, "So I have a crush on her, and I wanna like woo her very well." And he's like, "Okay, I'll help you since you're my best friend. But if I ever get a chance to fuck her, I will fuck her since she's hot as fuck." And I'm like, "Bro, shut the fuck up. You've known her since you were like 3. She's your like sister. What the fuck are you on about?"
Mm, I'm not sure I'm completely opposed to that. I think there's something romantic also about the idea of growing up together or sharing a past together. Not to the point where you actually view each other as siblings. Like that's just weird.
She she literally used to call him her brother, and there's a festival in India. You like tie a thread around a person's hand, the one you consider a brother or the one who is your brother, so that he'll protect you in times of peril. And she always used to tie that string around his hand.
Mm. I wouldn't think very strongly of it, just because I mean you're not actually related, so it's not the same. But I guess it's kind of weird.
I'll, I will fucking kill him the moment. I would have killed him if we were talking about it IRL and not over call, because she was my first fucking crush. And the first fucking words out of his mouth after I told him that I liked her were, I will fuck her if I get the chance. And I was like, fuck you, nigga.
Yes, yeah, bro code.
Uh,
When I was
I don't think that he would. What?
when I was in like middle school, there were these sisters, these identical twins in my school. And once I was outside, I saw them making out like with each other.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, it was
Oh
horrible.
fuck!
I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
I've been thinking a
Uh,
lot about it.
were they both like
There's,
obese?
there's really it seems to be that if there's a pair of twins, then it's usually if one of them is gay, then the other one is also gay, which is like it seems like that cannot be a coincidence. It can't be that they're just if you think there's not that many gay people in contrast to the entire population. So how on earth are they both just do they both just happen to be gay? I mean, I guess they share the same DNA, but still, I think it's proof that it's
Also,
in some way influenced by social factors growing up doesn't affect on your sexuality. Also, sometimes it
no,
gets
I like to argue that.
see, but
I
that's
like to say that a lot of people turn gay, but some people are born gay.
yeah, for sure.
For example, there have been registered cases of people, even in tribes in Africa, trying to fuck each other.
Hmm.
That has been documented from olden times when it was highly discouraged to be gay. How would people turn to be gay back in those days? I think that Toby was not born gay and he became gay because I don't know, he fucking jumped on his dildo too much or was fucking exploring his sexuality and like being pegged or some shit. But you get the gist of it.
See, what we gotta also consider, which just strengthens this argument, is that the children of gay parents also tend to be gay more often. Which can you can just DNA, but still, I mean, I don't think it contributes that much. I think there definitely has to be some sort of social aspect, like you can become gay because you're influenced by certain factors growing up.
Uh, I like
And people say it's
I like to add something
I don't think.
other than social factors over here.
Mm,
Porn addiction.
You have to consider the fact that like I don't even consider myself gay. Like I would say I'm demisexual, which means that you like
What the
develop a
bro?
relationship with someone and just start
What
dating
the fuck
each other.
does demisexual mean?
I was just explaining it.
I don't think you can be in a strictly long distance relationship and be demisexual.
Well, yeah.
I can't hear you.
Also,
I can't hear you. Repeat yourself. What the fuck is a demisexual?
It's like you have to develop a very kind of personal closeness with a person before you are sexually attracted to them, which is just the culture of India. So you're all demisexual.
No, it is not. What the fuck? Our people are horny fucks. Who the fuck rapes someone that they love?
No, it's like you have to have strong romantic feelings before you even think about fucking.
What the fuck? No, a lot of people are like fucking degenerates. I just believe that even if you want to fuck someone, you should not do that unless you're in a serious relationship,
Yeah,
because in India that could really ruin a girl's life.
that's basically what that is.
No, it's different. In demisexual, it's like you don't want to fuck someone unless you like them. For me, it's like I don't want to ruin her life, so I don't want to fuck her till I'm serious about her. It's more of a sense of morality.
True.
It's very different. Also, so basically, demisexual is like you'll only fuck the one who you like, and it's not like you're gay for everyone. So you won't look at Matthias and go, "You're looking real juicy today, little cat. Come here, my little boy," and fucking pounce on him. You'll be waiting for your Albanian to come to your Moroccan. I don't remember.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
but I don't think I could be
Yeah.
attracted to people unless I form like a very deep friendship or bond with them first. And
So basically, you don't feel lust. You only feel love.
well, it's not exactly like that. When I love someone, it kind of depends on a lot of factors.
I don't see why it's also fucking complicated. Like, why do we have to complicate sexuality so much, bro?
Like some of these stories that I hear of people having sex, it's just I was horny and I wanted to have sex with a person. I could never do that.
I've heard those stories and I've been fucking disgusted. I'd be like, do you have no fucking morals? Why do you just fuck someone because you felt like you
Yeah,
were in heat? Are you a fucking animal? Are you not a part of the civilized world?
I guess I'm a little bit like that too. The idea of like
Little
one
bit.
night stands
Bro,
never appealed
when I
to me.
hear your stories, you told me that you suck dick for drugs.
No, I never said that. That is you putting narratives on me. But
You
let me
literally said
explain.
that in a 1v1 call, and you said that you want to suck dick for. No, you said that you were about to suck dick for drugs in a club.
Okay, maybe about, but I didn't go through with it, so it doesn't really count. Let me just hear me out. Let me
It
just
count.
explain my philosophy in regards to it. Okay, so I've never been a fan of like one night stands and stuff. Hasn't really appealed to me, just because I do think that there's an aspect to sex that I mean, to me, preferably requires some kind of emotional connection or closeness. I think it's part of the whole point of sex, and I for the same reason I'm kind of disgusted by the idea of like prostitution and stuff, because like what is the point of sex if you're not both into it and you don't want it and you don't like that person? At the same time, I don't
I
think
don't.
you have to be in a fully like committed love relationship to have sex with someone. Like friends with benefits
I
and
mean,
stuff, that's completely okay to me.
I don't. I mean, I'd understand if someone had feelings and was in a friends with benefits stuff, but I wouldn't do that myself because it just feels morally wrong to have sex with someone that you're not serious about. It's like, okay, so you just want to have a fun time, go skydiving, or you want to play a fucking game, you know.
Mm, cultural.
Also about prostitution, I do not like prostitution. I would not partake in it, but I think prostitution should be legal.
I mean, yeah, I guess if someone wants to make a couple extra bucks off of that, then sure. I just wouldn't personally ever engage in
No,
it, and I don't
not
see
in
the point of it.
that sense, but in the sense that it helps a lot of people. For example, there are a lot of men out there that can never get a woman, and we know people like that who we know that will die alone. They can never pull.
Yeah, but if you have to resort to fucking a prostitute, then you're still not getting a woman. I think you can just as well just jerk off
The
at
the
that.
idea,
Because what's the point of
the
love if
idea
it's not mutual?
that that does not matter. There is a certain type of lust in people that can just be fulfilled by a woman. You know what I mean? Like that longing for a woman. You know what I mean? Even if it's just temporary and it's just sex, it will help them relieve them of their lust. And I do, for some reason, feel like that should help fucking rape rates go down, although it is an unconventional and unethical approach to the matter. But
Mm.
I think it will work for some reason.
I think there's also an aspect of because prostitutes generally aren't into fucking their clients, so maybe people who have a drive to rape someone get off on the idea of the prostitute not really liking it. It's the closest thing you
Yeah,
can get to rape while still it being consensual.
exactly. A friend of mine once went to a prostitute and tried to kiss her, and she's like, "That's only for my husband. I can't let you kiss me." And he was like, that kind of made me sad. And I was like, okay, I know there are people who will enjoy that. I personally know some sick people like that who would enjoy defiling a woman who does not want to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Although the very idea that I suggested is quite bad because it basically just says to save women of the trouble of rape, we should focus all that negative emotions onto a single person who should receive the rage and our frustration of those helpless deadbeat people who are gonna rape others. Although whereas the root of the problem is in men who rape women.
For
You know
sure.
what I mean?
But you can still
Yeah, we're trying to find the solution.
for that. I think we should get
Yeah, because
rapists off of death row and have people with the tendency to rape just rape those inmates. I think that would be pretty fair.
I think for some reason I feel like rapists can be rehabilitated, but they don't deserve to unless the victim fucking forgives them. For example, if you're a rapist, you still fucking ruin someone's life because I understand that it's a very damaging. Right. Also, I'd like to add one last thing to that proposition I added before. The thing that I said about prostitutes doing rape, it still somewhat sounds to me like it sounds to me the same as saying women should dress better and more modesty so that they aren't raped because it's basically finding a solution that rests with women, although it should rest with dealing with the rapists at an intrinsic level.
Yeah. Um.
The thing is, oh, wait a minute. The thing is, I think that the number of rapes will go up in today's world because people are not content with their lives. They are all frustrated with their lives at home. They feel like they are unhappy and stuck in a rut. So I feel like unless there is a basic level of happiness achieved in those people, they will not stop committing crime because a lot of the people who rape are fat, ugly, middle-aged bastards who have nothing in their life and are basically going through a midlife crisis. So I feel like people who have a better life will not commit rape. For example, if there is a family man with a wife, a son, and a daughter living a good life, I don't think that he would rape someone. He would be much less likely to rape someone than a bad old balding man whose wife cheats on him and his children despise him. You know what I mean?
I think the solution is if they kill themselves.
I feel like that is a bit extreme though, because although there are certain rapists who deserve to be killed, I feel like a lot of them don't because I don't know, victims can be rehabilitated and so can be the rapists.
Yeah, but I mean population control. I think that would be the most ethical way to go about it, is to just kill the rapists.
That would be a bit extreme, I'd say, for example. But also, I'd like to add something else that I was forgetting about. Wait a minute, let me remember. Uh,
So I have this friend, and he has a friend, and basically the only time they talk is or see each other is when they're horny and want to fuck. And I don't really get the point of friendships like that. Like they're not really romantically like even into each other, but they just have sex when they feel like it. I consider that kind of dirty in a way. They both
I
in.
consider that immoral. Also, wait, I wanted to add another point to that list about rape.
Hmm. Go on.
Uh, my girlfriend told me that about 50 or 70% of rape is like forced consensual rape. Basically, the man begs the woman for sex until she says yes, and then they have sex. Like there was a girl in our city who had a boyfriend, and the boyfriend wanted to have sex. The girl said no, and he said, please have sex," and she said yes, finally giving in to him. And I'm like, that should not be considered rape because she said yes. If she says yes, it is not rape. He should just say no.
Maybe, but it does still speak to the vile character of the man who wants
No, no, it speaks to the
willing woman.
desperate character of the man. But the thing is, a lot of times women want you to chase him. And any sensible man in his right senses would see when no means no and when no means chase me. So, any normal man could distinguish between those. But there are people who can't. And I feel like uh, a bit of the responsibility lies with a lot of women as well who say yes just to please the guy and then later say that it's rape because they feel like they were forced. I mean, as long as I feel like there is no genuine blackmail involved in the process, it should not be considered rape. If it was just begging and you said yes, it should not be considered rape. It should be considered, you had sex but you didn't like it.
I mean, for sure, it's a different offense. Maybe I sound like a doomer black pillar to some people when I say that there is a degree of responsibility on the woman if she says yes and consents to it and just
I
regrets
mean,
it later. But I
listen,
still think the man
if
is
the
a scumbag. I still think he's a absolutely vile, degenerate gooner.
I feel like many men out there are unhappy and don't know what to do. I personally know some such fucks, and just because they beg the girlfriend and she says yes, I don't think that they are criminal. I think that they are characterless people who cannot distinguish between when no means no and when no means yes. But I wanted to chase me, and they are wild men, but I don't think that they deserve to be punished because unless they blackmail the girl in any way, shape, or form and forced her to say yes, then I'd say that they are not rapists. If they say some shit like, I'll break up with you if we don't have sex, and she's like, okay, then let's have sex, then I'd consider it rape kind of, but let's talk about it in my scenario, right?
Maybe not rape per se, but just the idea of guilting and pressuring and beckoning a woman into sex after she has said no is still a little bit scummy to me.
I wouldn't want to
It's
associate with
coming,
someone who
but
does
but listen, hear me out, hear me out. I'm in a relationship, right?
that.
And basically, about 3 months ago, my girlfriend was like, "Yeah, I'm asexual,"
Right.
and I'm like, "Alright, that's chill with me." And she's like, "Okay, so that doesn't bother you?" I mean, yeah, sure, I want to have sex, but if that's not what you want, we'll probably find a way. And she's like, uh, "What will happen now?" I mean, I said that I'll try, but we might break up because I want to have sex with the woman I love. And she said, "That's pressurizing me to have sex." And I'm like, "But what the fuck? No, it isn't."
Yeah, it's not.
She says that that means that you just want to have my body and shit. I'm like, does it though? I just said that if you don't want to have sex, we won't have sex. But I want to have a girlfriend who I can have sex with. So we'll find someone else if that doesn't work out.
Sure. That's a completely
Yeah,
different thing and completely reasonable from you.
yeah. And she said that it sounds like to her that I'm saying if you don't have sex with me, I'll break up with you.
Mm. Which
And
also,
she said that I was like,
I think that would,
what?
I think that also wouldn't be as scummy, at least in the West. Just, I mean, it's okay to want sex to be a part of a relationship. So I think ending a relationship over not ever having sex is not the same as
It's
pressuring someone into sex.
It's literally the same as fucking. There are, one of the biggest reasons for divorce is sexually the person can't satisfy the other person. That's one of the biggest reasons.
Sure.
Now, if I'm with a bitch and she tells me, okay, we can never have sex till we die, and you ain't allowed to have sex with no one else, and you're only mine, and I'm gonna be like, okay, I love you, but I wanna have sex, so I guess we'll try to make this work, but it probably won't, and we'll end up breaking up.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
It ain't like she's gonna say I'm asexual and I'll be like, okay, we're breaking up, goodbye, bitch, good knowing you. It's gonna be like, we'll try, but it'll probably fail. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's
But then for some reason,
being
a
like,
week
please,
after,
no,
a
please,
week after that,
please.
a, a week after that, she's like, okay, I'm not asexual anymore. The sex is an integral part of a relationship and all that shit. And I'm like, no, shut the fuck up. I'm fucking you now. Because it feels like it'll be late because you just said yes because you didn't want me to end the relationship.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's kind of complicated.
it is. It's not black and white.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do think it's
But
easier to draw the line at rape is just rape, like forced, unconsensual sexual act.
also, it's not black and white, but for the world, it is black and white for the people not involved in the situation. They'll always take side of the 5'3" cute girl who is white as fucking shit instead of a big burly man with a beard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely
Yeah.
often it's a thing of if you regret it later,
That's
then it's suddenly rape.
that's the reason I should date Toby instead because he's a man. No one will suspect anything. I'll just shave off my beard and become a gay.
Yeah, that's too bad that I'm in a relationship right now.
But wouldn't you agree to
I
me
mean,
that men are less drama?
Yeah, I mean, I've had probably two fights so far, and we've been dating for 6 months.
Exactly. I've had.
I've been dating for 6 months. I've been dating for about 3 or 4 months. I've been blocked 7 times. She threatened to break up with me 2 times and called me, I don't know, a controller about 3 times.
Feeling like a fade
See,
right now.
men and women aren't meant to be together. Gay is the way
Exactly.
to go.
Uh, sucks. I feel like I should buy one of those fucking, I don't know what's the name. You know the people who sponsor Joe Rogan in the start, the flashlight guys
Yeah.
might as well buy a fucking flashlight at this fucking point of time. Relationships ain't working out for me.
Are you going through a rough patch?
Yeah, I don't know, like I've been in a few relationships and for some reason they turn to shit after a few months because I want to focus on shit other than the relationship and not use all my time on the fucking bitch and actually try to better my life instead of growing complacent with her and fucking wasting away my life.
There's
I
something
ain't saying that I'm going to
there's something called
what?
the 3 month rule, which is that after
I mean,
3 months you'll see if your relationship is collapsing to rubble or if you'll just get over the rough patch and continue on stronger.
I'd say it's kind of collapsing.
Uh,
And the reason is
I
he still wants me to talk to her all day. And I have other shit to do as well. I love her. And, because I love her, I trust that she'll be there. Even if, we can't talk 24/7. That's fucking obvious. We have our own lives and we need to focus on other shit. I ain't saying that date other people or go out with other men or women. I'm saying like I need to fucking study. I need to go to the fucking gym. I need to watch fucking porn. Picture the fuck up. I just needed half an hour.
relationships are drama. Toby?
Yeah, I have to
Yeah.
say that I don't think the 3 month rule exists in male on male relationships. Most likely because I didn't notice any problems during that time, and I have to say that unfortunately, I think women might be majorly the problem in straight relationships. My mom was dating, or rather married to a woman for nearly 10 years. They fought every single day. There was always some sort of drama going on. Everything happened, and eventually they did get divorced. But they were doing good for quite a while.
What about your parents, though?
I have a theory for why women are the problem in the relationship.
Generally, it's
They expect the other person's attention for 24/7. My girlfriend was in a lesbian relationship before, and she tells me that being in a lesbian relationship is terrible because both the parties keep on ghosting each other for weeks at the end because they are both women.
probably.
And I'm like, my bitch. What do you say?
I'd love to get into the mindset of a woman. This way you fuck with tomboys. You gotta hold me with a pussy. It's the best of both worlds.
I had a I had a girl who was a tomboy. I was about to fucking date her, but it turns out she just let me on for the shits and giggles, and she actually had a boyfriend who she told me was a male best friend.
Classic. That's not
Yeah,
a tomboy. That's a pick me girl. There's a difference.
Yeah,
and you know the reason I thought that she actually liked me?
What?
She sent me one-on-one snaps in her fucking bed of her waking up in the morning and fucking shit like that.
She's a whore.
What cheeser?
She's a whore.
I'd agree to that at this point of time. And that bitch, if I might add, she used to go with me to restaurants for no reason, and she used to propose that we go to restaurants. And I always used to sit opposite to her, and she'd come up to me and sit right next to me, like all squished in together.
Mm.
So I was like, I my chance working. Let's go. We go to confess to her, and that bitch, she doesn't even reject me face to face, and goes to her friend and starts crying and saying, "He broke my trust. I thought that we were genuinely friends." I'm like, bro, what the fuck? You had your breasts in my arm like 3 hours ago.
See, this is why all women are evil, except my wife. It's just the way it is.
I mean, I feel like that opinion will change once she starts getting her periods and you all start fighting.
We fight, but it's also often my fault.
I mean,
I'm good.
yeah,
She's a good person.
true. My girlfriend once got mad at me because uh, I congratulated another girl for like getting a really good result in her examination. My literal text message was "Congratulations, sister," and she got mad for that and ghosted me for a few hours.
No way. I mean, if you're saying sister, then you're good. You're in the clear.
I did say sister.
Mm. You want to close off, gradually
Yeah,
fade
it's been too fucking
the winds. This has been 2 hours.
long podcast.
Toby, you want
I
to
think I'm
close
gonna
off
sign off.
with a crazy story?
hell no.
Tell us a crazy story.
About what?
Anything.
Almost
Your sexual adventures of becoming gay.
2 days ago now. I mean, technically yesterday. I turned 19, which is a useless fucking age. You can't do shit with 19. Like, it's just a number. There's no meaning to it. Uh, and, we all die eventually, so it doesn't matter.
I meant a fun story. You're a fucking bummer. Christ.
Alright, fun story. What should I say is a fun story? We might be getting a guest on the podcast finally.
Oh yeah, we've got a whole lineup.
Yeah, no. I might get my boyfriend to do the podcast.
Oh my god.
Isn't your boyfriend like?
I'm,
Doesn't your boyfriend like live with his
yeah,
family?
both of them there. But anyways, I think we should shelve Bunny Grave for now. She probably died.
This is
like literally probably
most
died.
likely. No, I see her pop up on Instagram every once in a while.
What
She's
the
just
fuck?
ghosting us. Dirwest, do you think you could get your girl on the podcast? We could do like a triple guest
You know what?
ensemble.
He'll get a new girl.
I'd rather not.
We
Her
get
English
the
noise the fuck out of me.
Oh shit.
Also, like, okay, it's like she speaks good English, but always tries to mix it up with Hindi for some reason. And she's always like, "Okay, na, मैं वो कर लूंगी ना. Okay, I told you, na, bro. I will do it. मैं कर लूंगी." Bullshit like that. And I'm like, bitch,
Yeah,
speak in one fucking language.
English is what I call it.
Uh, I
They'll
kind
go
of hate her English for other reasons as well that I'd rather not go on the podcast. And the only language I like for speaking is Punjabi.
back. The reason?
What?
The reason for what?
well, and they
Oh, just
all
don't.
always like Punjabi Harti Kandaha, English motorbike. Fucking serious.
The reason is something that I'll tell you, but just don't fucking post it on the podcast.
State
Hello?
secrets.
Yeah. Basically, the time when she used to speak Hindi and English as a mixture was the time that we weren't close and the time that she was a fucking whore. That was the time that she used to speak that in that fucking type of lingo the most when she was fucking whoring around.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that shit just reminds me of that past time. I'm like, I fuck you, just speaking fucking Punjabi. And the thing is, I started making her fucking speak Punjabi because I'd only speak in Punjabi and I like that. And she sounds good in Punjabi.
Well,
Hindi doesn't suit her.
we can subtitle her.
I'd rather not get her on the podcast and the midst of a rough patch.
And you can just be there interrogating our partners.
You'll have your girl on.
Yeah, for sure. She's booked.
I mean, I'll get my girl on. I'll try. I'll ask her, right? But just don't post this episode till we do that one
Okay,
because I don't want to fucking hear her fucking bad mouthing her and then fucking breaking off the relationship like impulsive bitch.
sure. I'll hold off the episode until after that, or I can private it after we book her.
If you want to hear a
Post.
story, I saw a crazy dream last night where Jessica came over here and she gave me a picture of a moomin that she drew as a birthday present.
I had a crazy
You don't
dream
even know
yesterday
about
night. I almost died in my sleep, nigga.
I wouldn't say you have anything to worry about that.
I yesterday I had a really disturbing dream. I dreamt that my father he broke my phone and tried to sell it without telling me.
that.
No, like literally, I dreamt that he impaled it on an iron spike and then tried to sell it on Temu.
That sounds realistic enough. It's something you'd tell us that
And
happened. I mean, it would
and
probably
then
be
when
your
I
mom.
yeah, my mom is a fucking bitch. And basically when I confronted him in the dream, he's like, "It's I bought it for you with my money, so fuck off. It's my decision and all that bullshit." And I remember that there was something else as well that I don't remember. Yeah, I just remember. He cut off all of my hair in the dream. Like, he left the hair on the top and cut them off from the sides, and I kind of had a bowl cut with the sides taken off. And he didn't cut my beard, so I looked like a fucking, like an English Muslim terrorist.
You should.
The horror. I just woke up and I ran to, when I woke up, I ran to the bathroom and checked my hair.
I think you could pull that off for real.
I'd rather not pull that off. I'm a bitch will pull away if I pull that off.
So that's it, I guess, for today's escapades.
Be quick. I have 1% battery. We gotta do the
All right,
outro real quick.
the outro.
But
Fuck off.
my headphones are disconnected as well. I gotta go. Bye, bye,
All right, bye.
bye, bye. Good night, y'all. It's
Uh,
fucking 4 a.m. here.
yeah.